What's up, everyone? We're gonna do a bit of a meta stream today because I've been out of town and just got back. Didn't have time to get into the studio early today. So before I left, we kind of tore my studio up. And you know, you can kind of see, actually if I zoom us out even further here, you can see that it's sort of completely disassembled, like my chair is gone and all those sorts of things. And so what I want to do today is put it back together. And so we'll kind of talk through how I do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get an actual microphone on so that you can hear me as I move around, and then we'll kind of adjust from there. Okay, so this is the transmitter. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. This is what I use for a lot of my wireless setup when I'm not seated. And then this is the actual mic. So we'll turn this on. Come on. Come on, buddy. I know your battery's not dead because I charged you. Did I leave this one on? What about you? Are you dead? That one works. Okay. So we'll figure out what's going on with that one. Now that we have this, I can plug it into the phone. And theoretically speaking, did the mic just change? Impossible for me to know. Let's see how do I change this? I go to settings, plug in my mic, audio, check. Check. I don't think it's picking up on this one. Let's try again. This camera for a second. Okay, I'm going to disable the other one. I'm going to make sure the Wait, can y'all hear me now? Jeez. Okay. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to reassemble my studio after being gone for like a couple of weeks. I was out of town. So what I'm attempting to do is get everything kind of reassembled here. And the challenge that I'm having is that none of my gear is plugged in, none of my stuff is organized. So I'm trying to get like a basic mic setup going so that I can show you how I set up my studio, while also I'm trying to wear this mic, which currently should be feeding into this camera if I can get this camera to show up as an input source. So we're going to see how this goes. Okay, so theoretically speaking, and if I go to the camera, it should be showing me the right input. It is. And so I'm going to look for that camera as an input, which isn't there. Come on, dog. Maybe it'll work with this one. Let's try the other phone. Okay, so this says it's using the right one. So let's try this, and let's see. Did the mic just significantly improve? Let me see. Audio. This one. This. All right. How's that mic? Check, check. What's up, y'all? So it should theoretically sound a whole lot better right now. Let me just double check one more time. Check, check, check. Okay, I'm almost positive that's correct. So then I'm gonna swap this one out with this one. And now you should all be able to see me and hear me. How's audio? Great. Okay, so now we can actually play. I don't know why it's doing this Zoom follow thing, but I guess we're gonna roll with it. So let's see. So basically, yeah, what I was doing while I was gone is I had most of my stuff disassembled. And so you can see here, like, this is my ATEM Mini Pro ISO. This is what I use to actually bring in all of the HDMI so that I can have cameras, and then things like here is my actual camera setup. So we need to figure that out. And I was thinking, if we're gonna be doing this anyways, why not play with the setup a little bit and try to figure out how to make this as good as it possibly can be. So, over here we've got our main lighting. So this is my key light. It's got a big light dome. You can kind of probably just looks black because you can see the grid, but this is like a big light dome. I can probably turn that on. How far will this follow me? Can you get all the way over here? Oh, it can, cool. So that's light. And then, so when I'm over here, you can see me a lot better. And then I've got, this is my second camera. I'm probably gonna let this one go. Probably not gonna do a 2-camera setup today. I haven't been doing a 2-camera much at all, honestly, because it's been like, it's a lot of setup, and it reduces the flexibility of my kit without adding a ton of benefit, because we just really haven't been doing those types of recordings on the standard setup. So I'm just gonna pull things out of my backpack here, and we'll start assembling things as it becomes possible. This is my little handheld mic attachment. And then what else we got? This is the cable for the ATEM. That's the charger for the ATEM. So maybe we start there. Let's try to get this ATEM plugged in and powered up. So my thought today is that I'm going to go through the process of plugging this all back in together. I don't think it'll take us that long. And then once we get done with that, I've got some code that I want to write. So kind of do a two-parter here. So that's the ATEM. Here is the input from, or what will be the input from camera 1. Then we're going to take camera 1 over and around here. Get this chair out of the way. Take this other chair and let's move this to the back here. I kind of like it in this corner as like a set piece. Get all my crap out of my pockets. The mic is, oh, it's getting all of it. Let me see if I, yeah, it's probably the friction. So let me grab, in one of my bags here, I have a better clip on, so let me do that. And then you should be able to hear me better. Okay. So this lav mic should do a better job. Just go center chest on it so that it's not actually rubbing against my beard, which is always a challenge. Check, check. How's that, y'all? Better? Let me clip it down here. Clipping it to the hat, that's actually a good idea too. Okay, so this will be better. We'll do it like this. So this is the lav mic center chest. If I was gonna do a recording, I would probably do this on the t-shirt I'm wearing under this sweatshirt, but it'll be fine. So looks like a lot of people have joined since I last explained this. So for anybody who's wondering why the hell I am in this setup right now, I have been out of town, and so I'm reassembling my camera setup. And you can kind of see, like, this is my standard backdrop. We've got my little rabbit friend here, stuff that's usually in the background, and then my desk over here has like all the broadcast gear that I typically use. And so what I was thinking of is I have really been liking the slightly pulled back setup. I feel like a lot of people do their streaming setup from like this sort of portrait view, like chest up, right? And then I've seen a lot of folks kind of go from like desk up, and you get a little more of what's going on. And you know, for interviews and stuff, I actually think that's really fun. And I don't know, maybe I'll figure out a way to set it up where I can kind of do both, like quickly punch in if I want to do portrait so that I'm not at a drastically different size than my guest, or like go wide if I want to do just me. I don't really want to do that with two cameras, but I think I can figure out a way to make it work. So my immediate thought here is, if you look back in this general vicinity, we've got this wall, this white wall here is actually on wheels. I built this to be reconfigurable. And then the wall with the window that's part of the building. So typically what I've got is the desk here is turned about 30 degrees, so it's more or less parallel with this wall. And what I'm wondering is if I should take the desk even further around and make it so that when you're looking, you'll get, like, let's see if I can, like, I'm kind of thinking, let's see what's visible here. So like you see this general frame, I think that could be a good frame. And that, you know, we need to go a little bit wider so that you get desk in there as well, but I think that could be really good. And then also this is at a higher, this is like almost at head height for me. So if we take it down lower, it's a more interesting frame as well. So that's kind of what I got going in my head. Just the gimbal cam, man, that is kind of fun. Because this is actually my iPhone, and I don't know why it's doing the like zoom thing to follow me around, but it's kind of cool that it does that. What's up, landing page coach? Yeah, the Twitter stream is kind of hard because it's like it's visible, but you gotta click into the right view to be able to see the chat, and like there aren't a lot of people chatting there, so it's a little tricky. But so Marie Kondo with Jason, yeah, exactly that. Am I using software like Restream? I am using StreamYard. What's up, Khurshid? How you doing? Good frame. All right. I'm into it. Yeah, and then like do it as a casual chat kind of thing. I do like that. That could be kind of fun. What's up, Michael? How you doing? Let's see if we can frame this up. And the way that I want to frame this up is I'm going to take this camera. So I kind of showed it, but let me show it a little closer. So this is my A rig here, and so this is it's a Sony FX3. It's got the 35 millimeter 1.4 lens on it. Got the cage so that I can add accessories and stuff. I don't really have any accessories on it right now except for this V-mount plate. But in the past, I've also had like follow focus and stuff, and then I realized that I'm not actually a cinematographer and I don't use follow focus. This is a monitor so that I can see what's being seen here. So it's kind of like having a big flip out monitor. And HDMI runs out of this into here, and then HDMI runs out of here and into the ATEM, and then usually I've got a big battery on here that I run in here. So that's how this works. And then my thought is maybe what we can do, I might be able to actually set up 2 cameras here once I get this one running. So I'm gonna grab a battery. Audio should stay hot, so I'll keep talking. I'm going into my little cave of horrors in here that's got all of my gear that I don't use every day. I'm grabbing a new battery. So this is a, what is it, a 98 watt hour big old lithium ion battery. This is, and it's got the plugs here so that you can put in USB-C, you can put in whatever, what's that one, USB-A, or micro USB, and then a USB-A. And then it's also got the D-tap here so that you can plug in like the monitor and stuff. And so on this, what I do is just clips right on there. That's the V-mount, and then the D-tap goes in here. And USB-C goes in here. And then we can fire up the monitor and the camera. And so now we've got the camera running. And if you look on this side, you can see what I'm seeing. And if this looks wild, it's because I'm using false color. So let me actually get in the frame. And so you can see how this is showing me that I'm underexposed. So along the side here, you can kind of see this color wheel, and what I'm going for is right in this like green to gray to red. I don't want to get up here because like once you get into the yellows, you're getting close to clipping. When you get into red, you are 100% clipping. I'm not a cinematographer. I don't exactly know how all this stuff works. I just know that if you clip, you kind of can't come back from that. So what I'm trying to do is give myself the best view. And you want to go kind of bright because you can adjust that down. Okay, so then I have a frame like this. Let me see if I can get, how much length do I have on this HDMI cable? Okay, this one's not going to work. Will the other one work? Might not have a long enough HDMI cable for my vision here. Let's find out. Might have to do some shopping. Okay, so this one goes in here. And then that's got to make it all the way over to the ATEM, which it almost can. You got it? Yeah, come on, little buddy. Okay, so that's camera 1 in. Little danger zone because that is absolutely just like chilling in open space. I'll need to get something to block that a little bit. But I think it'll let me get the shot I want, so I'm gonna roll with it. And then, now that we've got the feed in, I think what I can do is get a second camera going on StreamYard here, which will allow you to see the frame I'm building as I'm building it. So let's see if I can do that. I'm gonna go with present, extra camera, and let's go with the, you're not plugged in yet. Where is my, it's not you. Where did that cable go? Shoot. Did I throw it on the ground? No. Those are not the cable. Aha. Back here. Okay, so then, now that I've got this, I have to go to the USB out here, and then that is going to go into my USB hub back here, at which point we should get an option try again. Extra camera. Why wouldn't that work? Oh, I got these backwards. Crap. Okay, hold on. This might go weird for a second. Hold, please. Nothing broke, hopefully. Extra camera. Come on, dog. So I can do a second camera, but I'm not getting it to pick up, which makes me wonder if I need to like refresh the page, which I don't want to do. Let me see if it's available in another app here. What do I have open? Discord. Let's see what Discord can do. So here's voice and video, input device. Those are voice settings. Where's video? No, it's not seeing it either. So that means, oh, it came unplugged. That would explain everything. So now, if I go extra camera, Blackmagic, there we go. You can add to stage, and then what's the easiest way to show this? Like, I guess that's fine, because this one is the FX3, and this one is my iPhone. And so basically this one, so on the right side will be the final frame we're going for, and the left side will be behind the scenes. So we're gonna have to like build up the lighting and all that stuff to make this work. And I think, why don't we just start by trying to get this into a position that I like. So I kind of want it to be like here, I think. This feels good to me. And then I want to build everything around that, because I want that you can do this in there. Let's see, I got my main light. I kind of want the light to feel motivated, but I also think we're going to have to cheat a little bit with the angles that I'm going for. So like motivated light would mean that everything feels like it's coming from this window. So everything would be kind of coming this way. but because of the angle I want to be facing, I want to turn the desk this way. I think the light's going to have to come more like this. So let me see if I can, what happens if I start turning this? I don't want to yank anything out of the ground. Maybe get these up off the floor for now, and then we'll get this over here. Okay, stuff is falling all over the place, and I'm just gonna have to, oh boy, we're gonna have to rearrange things for sure, because this is gonna be a disaster. Okay, so we've got then kind of like so, right? There's a good, that feels like a good desk frame. And then if I'm sitting, I'll be kind of like this, yeah? Why don't I get a chair so that I can actually do that? Okay, so this will be my chair. So when I'm sitting, be framed kind of like this. Why don't we get some of that other monitor in here? That's kind of fun, actually. Something kind of like that. And then we need to get this light on me. So that's part of the problem, right? And then we'll need more light coming this way. Or maybe I can just bring up the ISO. Let's see. So where are we at right now? We are currently at 400. I think it's native 800. So let's see how that looks on its own. Okay, so we're already in much better shape here. Okay. Yeah, this one's doing better than I expected, to be completely honest. And here's the other fun thing about this is with this frame, this space here can actually be used for something, because I've always kept it blank because that's where my head was. But if I do it like this, then I've got a little more space. Yeah, I think 800 is right, and this is a native 800 camera. I guess it can also go to 32, but that might be a little extreme. I don't know, let's, you know what, let's try it and see. So this is this is a dual native ISO. So that blows out. That's not gonna work. So you can see like here, we've got like bad clipping. You can see it in the camera as well. What I could do that might be worth let me try. Where did my bag go? I have an ND filter, and maybe a little bit of ND will make that look the way that I want it to look. Because I want it a little brighter than the 800, but I don't want it that much brighter. And I don't want to mess with it too hard, but maybe like this ND filter. Come on, get on there, buddy. What's happening? Why don't you fit? Are you a different size? What the hell? Oh, I don't really want to get a step ring for this. Never mind. I'm not going to deal with it. Like, I'm sure it would be fine. Instead, we're going to see about, let me just knock this down a little bit until we're no longer clipping. What ISO is that? 800 is going to have to do. So yeah, I do. It's a variable ND. This is the little buddy, and you can kind of actually. I wonder if you can see. Watch above my head here if I can get this at the right angle. As I turn this thing, you see how it gets darker? Isn't that cool? Can I do this in a way? Yeah, check this out. So, come on, hold still. Gotta like hold it in front of the light here. You see how it went clear? And then as I turn it, it goes dark. It's basically like sunglasses, is the way that everybody calls it, sunglasses for your camera. The ring on this one is 82. I think I have a step down to, or this is an 82, and then somewhere I have a step down to 72, but I don't know what size. That's a 35 millimeter something. But anyways, yeah, just building the web demo. I should probably update the title. Yeah, so my what I'm actually doing, I should probably reassembling my studio after a vacation. And we're gonna save that, and we'll put that up. And so, okay, so we've got that there, and now let's build a little bit of the background. So that's an accent light. How am I gonna turn these ones on without my phone? That's a good, I don't know if I can actually. Got more accent lights there that I'll need to figure out how to turn on. And then I can turn these ones on. And that'll give us some interest in the background. And then once these lamps here come on, and then I need to move that lamp because that lamp is no longer in an interesting place. This lamp instead should maybe go here for now. How's that look? Probably needs to come out a little bit. That'll be good once I can get it turned on. Let me see if my other phone has access to this. Citus. Oh, do you have it? Can I find my fixtures? I don't want to do that. No. Not going to do it like that. Not going to reset all my stuff. Let me see if I can fix it on here without disconnecting. Resume this, and we have a little more of the scene. I could always buy one of those camera sliders, so I have one of those. Not the actual slider, but I have a little motorized one. It's called an Edelkrone Dolly 1. And yeah, I think that would be really, really fun. Okay, so if I take my phone down like 2 steps, you're right, but I don't know how to take the phone down because I don't have direct control over it. Let me see if it'll let me do any of that stuff. Nah. You can make it ultra wide though. There we go. And I can turn this thing off. And then it's just like an ultra wide of what I'm doing. It's kind of fun though. So, but yeah, it doesn't show me any, I don't have any ability to control the lighting on this. I would need, there's a different app that I could use, but yeah, not a whole thing. The app that I'm using for the iPhone is it's the built-in one. It's not Sidecar, Continuity Cam, and that tends to work really well. But it doesn't give you, it's not like a professional camera app, right? So if I wanted to use this as, like there's Blackmagic has a camera app that is really good for this, where you can control the ISO, you can control everything, right? It's a really good app. But well, yeah, so this is the thing, when you do continuity cam, it just takes over the whole thing, right? And the thing that's nice about it is that it's fully wireless. Like this phone is acting as an external webcam for this camera with no cables. It's just like Mac doing Mac magic, and that's what's so nice about it. Because otherwise I'd have to like run it in as a film input, and like to put it into the A10 Mini, then that would mean that the only camera we would get is this, would be the one that I'm currently focused on. Like I could toggle between the two, but I wouldn't, whatever. But yeah, like pretty good on the delay. Actually think the delay is better on the iPhone than it is on the A10. Yeah, the A10 is like a tiny bit slower. So that's pretty impressive actually. Currently the sound is, I'm running this little lav mic into a Rode Wireless Go 2 that is plugged into the iPhone on continuity cam. As we get this fixed, I will bring in this mic, which is plugged into a Rodecaster Pro 2. This is an SM7B, and that's like my broadcast mic for when we're working. But I need to get my lights cleaned up a little bit here before we do that, because I think if I like, we lost audio, didn't we? Because I took this camera off that had the audio. Whoops. So, let's see. So move it away from the cabinet. My concern about that is it starts to crowd the rabbit. Right? Because if I move it over, see, it's kind of crowding there. So it would be one of those. But I guess what I could also do that is absolutely an option, I can just move this cabinet. I've got my key light here that I should probably Oh, maybe I can hide, oh, let's do a little swappy. So I'm gonna move this over here, and then we'll move this over here, and that's, yeah, you're not seeing it on, there's a gap, but I don't want that gap to show up. Yeah, see, there's the gap, so we'll hide the gap. Oh, you can definitely see it there. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong camera. There. And then, with those kind of put together, if we take this one and we put it here, I think that works. I'll mess with it more, but I think I'm pretty happy with that. Hide the key light behind the, yeah, I'm hiding the key light behind the cabinet. That's sort of the plan, is to get that fully hidden there. And then that will let me kind of take this, there's where I'm headed. So I can point that there. And that should give me a good rim light. Let's see. The problem I have is I don't have any way, I need you pointed this way, yeah. Usually what I would do is I would start toggling this on and off, but because it's hooked to my other phone, I can't do that. But you can see, if you look at my shoulder here, you can see the light. Can I solo this? Check, check. Y'all can still hear me now, I hope. But so you can see that like along my shoulder here and like along here, you can see where that shadow is being cast. So this is good, I think. I'm feeling this is all right. Get a little table mount and put it on the cabinet. I probably could. Oh yeah, that stand is in the shot, isn't it? Let me see if I can twist this. How's that? There we go. Yeah, okay, I think that's okay. And then talking out like that. Yeah, need some kind of little low thing to live in this area on the ground, but pretty okay with that for now. In fact, you know what I could do, because you can't see this anymore, is I could move this over here. And then we've got kind of the sitting area vibe in here. Now, that's nice and cozy, and then the painting will go up there. I'll mess with that lamp a little bit because it's clearly not in the right spot. Let's fix. This thing is also just filthy. It's like so dusty. Oh, but that hides the rabbit. Yeah, okay, I like that. I like that. So the chair, it's got vibes. The painting will go above the chair. Good. Could put a plant back here, that would look nice. Would my plants get enough light back there though? I don't think they would. I'll probably get a fake plant for back there so that it doesn't end up being a dead plant. Okay, so then, now that we've done all that, let's put all the stuff that I'm not using away, and then actually clean off the desk a little bit so that we can focus. I can't code with a desk that looks like this. That would be madness. So we're going to take all of this stuff, get this all moved into my little workspace in here. I'm just going to keep muttering while I do this stuff so that you'll know that I'm still around. And let's see, you need to charge, so you can go on the charger. And then we need to get the rest of this junk off the desk. This will be good too, because this is an encouragement for me to not just pile up my desk with random crap, which is it's a temptation. I like to just, hey, it's just stuff, right? Just throw it on here. Let's see. Sharpie I probably want. Don't need that anymore. These all go over here. And that's not bad. That's not bad. That's looking better. Kind of okay with that. Can you hear the echo kick in when I step into my cave of horrors? So, pile of crap, transferred, not dealt with, but moved to a place where nobody but me can see it, which is probably the right way to deal with little garbage transfers like that. Get my keys off the desk. We are very close to in business here, everyone. Let's see. Then the last thing I might want to do here is I wonder if I want to put a reflector in play. Let's see how much space I actually have before that falls apart here. So if I put the reflector back here, that's in frame. It's not in frame, but it's also not reflecting anything. So I would want this to be here-ish. I don't think this is going to do anything. Let me see. Let's see. Did that do anything? Just barely. You can barely see that happening. Okay, you know what? We're going to roll with it. It's good enough. Oh, thanks, Vinny. Yeah, please do. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like the stream, because it does mean a lot to me. It does help out a lot, and consider, you can sub, you can join the channel if you want to throw a couple bucks my way that I'll immediately spend on production. Whatever is in your heart. But a like is free, and a like does help a lot. All right, y'all. Should we code something? I like this frame. I'm pretty happy with this. I feel like this is good. I just want that to be like a little less. Maybe a little more. Like that? I don't know. Let's get this out of the way too. New setup. Okay, so with that, let me do a switch over to this microphone here. Check. Mic should be better. And let me stop the extra camera, and then I'm going to switch us over to this as the main camera, which will allow me to share my screen. Okay, so now what we can do is we can bring the screen up, and we're going to find out what happens when I share my screen in this view. Ooh. This is a little less than ideal, so I need to be over here a little bit more. I wish I could cheat that a little. I wonder if it'll let me cheat that a little bit. Let me see. Let's edit. You. Oh, it has to center. Come on, man. Let me do silly stuff. Let me direct. Whoa, what are you doing? Fit or fill. Duplicate. Man. Fine. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer because I really like this frame full. So we'll cancel there. I really like this frame full. I am out of focus, though. Are you trying to focus? I'm in focus here. Am I locked off? There's no way. There's no way I'm locked off because it wouldn't have... What? Hold on. You gonna focus on me, though? So a problem that I've had with this camera is that it really likes to focus on not me. Because I think it's focused on this chair. See, it thinks this chair looks more like a person than I do. Which is why if I get closer to the chair... Oh my God. Okay, well... How dare you, chair? Let me try one more thing. Oh, what's up, Michael? How you doing? Okay, so this now should stay on me better. Okay, so I just told it I told it to like focus on this general vicinity, so that should be much better. And now it's focused on me because I'm the boss, not you, camera. All right, so let's see. Then I can turn off this stuff. Is the camera wrong for thinking the chair is more human? First of all, Vinny, I'm going to turn this mic off. Still got me? Check, check. Then I can set this aside for now. And I guess what I can do is when we go to this view here, is I'll just What if I just lean in like this? That's not really going to work, is it? It's got to be like pointed at me this way. Oh, what if I just move it off screen a little bit? Does that work? Are you kidding me? Oh, you little punk. It won't even let me move this off screen. It's like stuck in that position. That's boo. The scene that is my camera. So yeah, like I can do this, but then I have to like I guess it's fine. It's just annoying because I love this frame full, but I dislike being like knocked off the side of it. But yeah, I was hoping that I could like take the camera here. Are you focus breathing right now? I will fight you. Look at you. Look at it go. You're tweaking on me. Oh, now it's fine. I was like at the edge of the zone. Can I cheat the camera? Yes, I can, but then like breaks all my framing. Man. It's fine. It's fine. It's just irritating. What if we switch it around? What if we just switch it, like, just straight up swap these? We take this one this way and this one this way. And that way when I'm working, it's kind of here, and then I can make... This one's on top anyways. Huh? What about that? What if we do something like that? That could be okay. And I could take this and maybe even make myself a little bit bigger. Right? I mean, that should be okay. I think this is okay. Oh, you're not seeing the changes yet? Let me save them. Update the layout. So, what about this instead? So we'll kind of start here, and then we come over here. Now I'm mostly framed, and the way I cheated it basically is the frame, like the screen is on top of my video. So my video is actually double this width, but it goes way off to my left and then is just covered by screen. So I'm kind of cheating the frame by just swapping sides. And I think this is okay because now when I'm looking at my screen, I'm almost looking down the barrel of the camera. And when I do look down the barrel of the camera, it's basically like my screen is over here. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to roll with it. So let's update this to say, what was the thing I wanted to do? I don't have my notebook in front of me. I had a project and I was going to work on it. Oh, I remember. So I have coming up a new talk, and let's see, working on a live mini game. All right, so here's the scenario that I have. I am speaking at Cascadia JS in like a month, I think it is. When is Cascadia? Let me get a new... Actually, how do I get you over here? And then I'll get this back over here so that I've got a page to work with. And we're going to go to Cascadia JS. Here's 24. Okay, so I am speaking at Cascadia. It's on June 19th to 22nd, and it's going to be a blast. So if you can make it, I hope you make it. It'll be really fun. And the talk that I'm giving, am I even on the, I don't even know if I'm on the schedule yet. Oh, well, I hope I'm not blowing the surprise for him. The talk that I'm giving is on like putting fun back into coding. And I gave this talk at CityJS London. Let me see if they've put yet, actually. This is a month ago, so no. this would be the CityJS live stream. I think I came on at like 7:40 something. Okay, so let me share here. So this was the first version of this talk that I ever gave. And starting this demo a month early. You're correct. Well, and part of the reason that I'm starting this early is that I gave this, I wanted to build this app for CityJS, and I didn't have time because I had a lot going on during CityJS. It was, you know, it was a great time in London, but I did not have free time. So my ability to do things was severely limited. And so this link sucks, but I'm going to put it up here. You can skip this SI if you're manually transcribing. The timestamp at the end, that 27748, that's the number of seconds into the video that my talk starts, but it's around the 7 hours 43 minutes point is about where I come on stage. And the talk is just about like putting fun back in coding. We want to get away from the FOMO, get away from this sense of like you have to learn certain things or you'll get fired. You have to do certain things or you'll be irrelevant. You know, that sort of, I don't like that. I don't think that's the right way to approach coding. I don't think it's the right way to approach anything. Like fear-based motivation is not sustainable, and it's also like the least efficient form of motivation. It's like the until morale improves, the beatings will continue. Like how does that ever pay off? It doesn't, right? But if you can find a way to make this stuff fun, then it's easy to stay motivated because you're enjoying it. Like you want to do the work because the work is enjoyable. So that's sort of my intention with this talk. And the idea that I had is I want the talk to include some playful pieces that are technically challenging to build. So if you have seen, let's see if I did 4 web devs, 1 app idea. This, I mean, you should just watch all of these, but specifically this one here, I built, actually, let me just do, whoa, what is that? Get out of here. So I can share this. We don't really need the timestamp on that one. So this is this is not a great, wait, does this one work? You can go to lwj.dev/4d1a, I think. Yes. And then watch the real-time multiplayer app. That's much easier to follow. So I'll put this one up instead. But go to the 4d1a short link on lwj.dev, and you'll be taken to this little grouping of videos here. And this real-time multiplayer web app one, I built something that was the, what's it called? Like, PartyKit. Oh, I can't remember what this was actually called. Let me go find it on Netlify. Sites have like 1 million of these. Oh, that's right. It was like team discount lwj.dev. Okay, so this is the thing that I built for PartyKit. And the idea behind this, if somebody wants to go to this site, we'll see the numbers start to tick up here. The game here is that I, as a single person, can't open this box. But now that more people are on, so you've got 3 people on right now, 2 of us are holding down the click. And that means that we're halfway through. So we need 2 more people to come in and hold this down. Okay, so third person is holding down. We need 1 more person to come in, hold down the click. Here we go. Oh, everybody's got to keep it held or it's not going to work. Got to keep it held or it's not going to work. Right? Oh, got to keep it. There we go. Okay. So now, if anybody, and honestly, this discount is still live. So if you want to, this is for 50% off the rubber corgi duck. So if you want to get one of those, which they're super cool. You can use that discount code and get one right now for $10. Or if you want to think of it the way I hope you think of it, 2 for 1, huh? So go get two party corgi ducks, and they can be friends, and they can do activities together, and you can send me little stop motion videos of your corgi duck friends being friends. And then I think I have like 700 of them left in a warehouse, so please. How many corgi ducks am I still? About 700. So please buy a corgi duck. The minimums on custom toys are really high. So I bring this up because I really like games like these. I think that this to me is this is what I've always wanted the internet to be. It's not just a single player game. It is something that you can do where you can get creative with the fact that we can detect when people are online. We can detect when if multiple people are doing the same action. We can figure out how things work. We can show what other people are doing on the same app at the same time. I think that's what makes apps like Figma really engaging. It's what makes the application of PartyKit or LiveBlocks into an app. You know, when you go into Sanity, for example, and you can see who's editing which field in the CMS, those sorts of interactions feel really special, and they make it feel like you're working with people, right? Like you're doing something with a group. It's not just you alone doing the thing that you do. So from my perspective, I want to put little games like this into practice. Like, I think this is really, like, to me, this is like really fun, and this is what we want more of on the internet. So I want to make my talk, instead of using traditional slides, I want to build a little web app that has games like this as part of the slides, as part of the presentation. And so I have a few ideas for how I want this to work. And like one of them is I just want to repurpose this and make it so that actually, why don't we just build, I'm going to get things off of the screen that I'm not going to use. Then I'm going to open up code. And let's see, we're not doing that today. So let's create a new project, and we're going to call this, actually, I think I started a project for this. I did, Astro Slides. So why don't we just open, actually, I think I can just open this one, Astro Slides. There it is. And here's what I've done thus far, is I have my package config has nothing special. My page itself has this one slide component and a layout component. The layout is just, it takes a title and then it drops the slot. So the slide or whatever's in there goes into the body. It's got some basic setups like font sizes and family, and a little bit of general reset. And then the slide component itself is currently about as simple as I could make it. I've got the container for the slide and a container for the content. The slide centers everything. The content takes up a certain amount of time and then centers its content. And the goal is that I'll be able to have that sort of, the slides never smash against the side of the screen. Everything is always centered, and it should just work the way that I want. And if I check this, we have 4321. So let's go to localhost 4321. And that's the setup. Like, this is what I'm thinking for slides. And so what I want to do with this is I want to start building in the little games. And so I guess I could start by trying to make this work like a slide. So we could do something like have an index tracker and show the current slide based on what the index is. I guess I could build that, but maybe I can do something simpler. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe what we want to do to start is actually just kind of build the games manually and leave these sort of as is, right? So we'll take that one out and instead we'll put this one in, and this one is going to have a game in it, and we'll call this game Team Unlock. And so Team Unlock is going to be a game that is built inside of an Astro component, or do I need it to be? I don't think I need it to be anything. So we'll do one of these, and I think we probably want like the locked state. Well, let's plan this out. So here's what I want to happen. So first, you show up to a locked state. And I want that locked state to show a QR code and a short link. And it'll also have an instruction like, I don't know, X people need to boop this corgi before we begin. Right? So then basically what I'm able to do is like put something on the screen, and we'll do individual sessions. Let's see, do we want to make people log in? Like, is logging in a pretty big barrier to entry for something you're doing during a talk? So maybe not that, but some way of making it somewhat unique. I don't know. We'll see what we get out of PartyKit. And then we want to show the corgi to be booped. Right? And then, and then we need a counter. Counters. People on site. And number of boops. So then we've got our unlocked state, which would really just be the like slide content. Yeah. So the vision here then is that basically this, I want this talk to be very interactive. I want people to be kind of playing along as we give the talk. And so I'm thinking, you know, at various points, I would like to have, maybe we can just go into the README and start writing some of this stuff down. Let's see, slide deck, but it's actually a bunch of mini games. And so this is an interactive slide deck that's intended to be playful and require audience participation. And so some of the ideas, right, are like X people to unlock. Then I also wanted to do like a flash poll, a pop quiz. I wanted to do reactions. What was the other one? There were a few others that I was thinking of that I thought would be really interesting. So the trick is that when you do something like this, it can't be arbitrary input. So we can't do text, we can't do images, we can't allow drawing, because inevitably somebody's going to put a wiener on the screen. And that's, you know, a conference talk is not the right place for that. So it has to be stuff where you interact by clicking buttons or by performing a set of actions, like things that you are predefined that you're allowed to do, but you can't put in arbitrary input, because arbitrary input is a vector for trolling. And I don't mind trolling, but the conference organizers might. And also I think there's a type of trolling that doesn't happen on this stream. And so it's funny when y'all troll. It wouldn't be funny if somebody was being mean. Yeah, Vinny, yes, exactly. See, you're exactly who I'm worried about. And so so basically we have this setup here of what's going on? What? Do I want my coffee cup in? I don't want that there. Well, you know what I need is I need one of my corgi ducks right here. That's the right choice. It's like put one right there. Should probably bring one in. Okay, so that Vinny guy is such a troll. So, but so this is sort of the idea, is like find different ways to like play this game. Like I would also love to do some actual little mini games, like a collaborative Space Invaders, where people could move left and right and like basically take out the letters on the screen by shooting at them 1 pixel at a time. That would be really funny. I've never done anything like that. I don't know how it would work, so that one's a bit of a stretch for me. I don't know, what else would you want to see? Like, do you have other ideas for things that you would want in these little mini games? Like if you were in the audience of a talk and you opened up your phone, what are other things that you would want to see that would make you smile? And I think we can probably start by just building out the core functionality here. The other thing that needs to exist is, like, for this to work, there needs to be the slide view. There needs to be the presenter view. And then I probably need some kind of like an admin, or no, I need the mobile view. So there's kind of like 3 pieces that need to exist here for this to function, because there's what you would open on your phone, there's what I see, and there's what's up on the projector. Because I need things like notes, I probably need things like, I don't know, controls to go back and forth. Is this far too complicated? Like, I think this is one of those things. It's sort of, this is a long way to go for a joke, but that's sort of the goal, is like do silly stuff because it's fun and not because it's practical. And like in doing this, we're going to learn about multiplayer. We're going to learn about, capturing poll results. We're going to learn about building quizzes. We're going to learn about like the animations required to do this sort of thing. This would be a whole like game engine thing that I'm not 100% sure how to do, but it'll be fun. And then this is like multimodal state, because we have to share what's on the slide, has to be synced with the presenter view, has to be synced with the mobile view. And I need to be able to control all of that in a way that is really dependable, because if it's wrong, this is not fun. Like, it's not fun at all if you're seeing the wrong view on your phone and when you try to participate, nothing happens. Like, you're going to immediately give up, and then the whole gag is ruined. So it needs to be we need to build good software, and the things that I'm going to be learning to do this are very practical things. We're just going to use them for very impractical and silly purposes. And I think and the reason I want to do that is because that's the whole thesis of my talk, is that if you build fun things, you're going to learn a lot. Like, a lot is going to come out of this in a way that maybe, I don't know, like, would I sit down and learn how a game engine works if it was for not fun Almost certainly not, because I don't. Why would I care? You know, like it doesn't. There's no payoff. So I think that's sort of the plan and the goal here is to really sort of bring all this together in a fun way. I'm also, did I put you all to sleep? Like the chat has gone absolutely eerily silent, and I'm very worried that I've driven you all away with my boring ideas. Where are you, everyone? Give me a little hello in the chat. Let me know I'm not talking to myself. Trying to fix the thing at work. Well, I guess like if you're working, you don't. I appreciate you being here. If you're, what's up, Sonic Astra, Brian Ball? What's going on? What's up, Charles? Oh, V-Dog and Vinny. What's up, Jacob? How you doing? All right, so let's see if we can actually build one of these. So we have the basics of what's going on here. We can save this. I'm going to open up my team unlock, and what I want this to be is, I guess let's just start with making sure that it shows up on screen. So we're going to get our index here. We're going to import team unlock components, team unlock. Okay, so we've got that on screen. And then the next piece that I want to bring in the PartyKit functionality. So I'm going to head over to partykit.io, and we're going to look at the docs. Want to get to the quick start page. I don't know if I can create a PartyKit app. I think I need to manually create. Yeah, add. So we're going to npx PartyKit at latest init. Yes. Add to package JSON. Okay. And then we need to run a server. So npx PartyKit dev and npm run dev. And if we look in here, we have our PartyKit server now. And we should be able to guide to building a WebSocket server. Why don't we just play a little bit with this? Okay, so this is our client, and we're not going to use this client. We're going to use Astro. And so I need to find, let's make this bigger. Maybe we just look at one of these. All about next apps. I've done this before, so I don't know why I don't just look at my own code. Let's do that. And then we're going to find my, where is it? PartyKit. Team discount. Multiplayer real time. There we go. Okay, so the way that I set this up is in my index page, we have this script here. So this is pulling in PartySocket. We don't need confetti. We need our PartySocket to be set up. It's got a room, so that'll be something that I want to be able to change, because we'll change it from event to event. And
Okay. So then, yeah, so we'll set up our room, and then this is all the locked stuff. So honestly, I could just pull a lot of this directly across, but I like the idea of doing it a little different and also just kind of building it on my own because it helps me stick it in my brain a little better. So let's do this. Let's get the basic party server running here. So we're gonna go into we're gonna go into the team unlock, and on wait. We don't want each thing to be setting up its own connection. We want the connection to be at the index level. I wonder if the first thing I should do is create my like app view, like the slide view, the presenter view, and the mobile view, because if I don't get those working, then because the games are like inside of that. So that part probably needs to come first, because then we can sort of like work within each of those. And I'm wondering if maybe because it's three things that need to be very much in sync if we don't use xstate for this. So let's get in here and let's stately visual editor. Let's go with a blank canvas. And what I want to do is I want to go slide handler, or slide state is really what this will be. So the first state would be idle, and then would be next slide, and then you end up at, and this would really be an action that would update the context and bring you back to so it's not really like multiple states, it's almost like a loop where you would be incrementing. Am I overcomplicating with a state machine? It feels like once I'm in the state machine, though, like there's some stuff that would be nice to have in there, like the ability to go into a sub machine based on the current slide. Like if it's the team unlock, then I would want to be able to track the boops. What is the correct choice here? I don't know if there is a correct choice. Be kind of fun to figure this out in xstate, so maybe just for the sake of messing with it, because we'd have context, and like our context would be, oh, I can't edit that. A target list transition, what does that mean? Where are my docs? Whoa. Docs? transitions. But what does targetless mean? Because that feels like kind of what I want is like, I want to transition in a way that it updates the targetless transition. And in here, forbidden transitions. What is a self transition? When a state transitions to itself, in which it may exit and then re-enter itself. So self transitions can be either internal or external. An internal transition internal true, same as dot justify. So that goes into these. Well, this seems like, I mean, this is kind of what I'm after, but I don't know that I want it to go, it would never like go exactly to itself. But like, I guess you would just click left and then you would click left again and it would do the thing. Or I guess, and if the slide was 0 and you hit left, it would just do nothing. Stately Vis made it harder to build. But yeah, maybe that's the thing is like, maybe I just don't know it well enough. Internal transition to child. Forbidden transition. What does forbidden mean? That no state transition should occur with the specified event. That is, nothing should happen on a forbidden transition. The event should not be handled by the parent state nodes. So you're basically saying this is invalid. Okay, well, I don't really care about that. I want... What does external mean? Exit and re-enter the state node in which the transition is defined. In the above example, the parent word state node will have its exit and entry actions executed on its transitions. Okay, so this actually sounds like what we need, because I would say when we enter, that'll be when we decrement the thingy. I wonder if there's something that's like a counter. I mean, a counter is actually almost exactly what we're building. So let's look at how this is set up. So there's an active state, and when you increment the action, so it just stays in this state. All right, so let me throw this into stately and see what this looks like. What is it? I don't know. Let's just throw this into stately and see what happens. Okay, so it's got the context. You come into this state and then you can do stuff, but you never really leave the state. Okay, I can get into that. So then the way that we would make that work is we would go back into our code, and I need xstate. Just xstate. let's go with getting started. Yeah. All right. So we're just going to roll with this. We're going to open this up. Going to npm install xstate. And then start this up again. And we've got our setup here. I'm going to start it out here, and I'll probably move it into its own thing. Okay, so we've got our basic setup here. And then the code that I wanted to run was this code here. What does that mean? Oh, it's deprecated. Don't know if I like that. What do you do instead? Use create actor instead. Xstate, oh, we need to get xstate 5 docs. So I'm just in the wrong docs is why this isn't working. So create machine, assign, and create actor. And then we have our this one looks a little closer to what we're after anyways. Okay, so why don't we just pull this one in, and we will look at this as being our proof of concept here. And so here we have our context, okay, count to 0, and then don't I need to do like count number here for that to work so that it stops yelling at me? Yeah, that'll be better. And then we have got stuff going on. So we can increment, we can decrement, we can set. I'm not even going to bother with a set. Instead, we will got our count actor, good, that's sort of doing the thing. And then up here, let's set up a div. And this is going to have to be part of the admin control. So we'll start untangling this a little bit later. But for now, we can kind of work together. And we'll say admin controls. And then inside, we're going to have a button that is going to have a class of increment, and that would be next slide. And then we want to duplicate that. So decrement. We'll say previous slide. Okay. And then those need event listeners. So we'll set these up down here. I'm just going to collapse this so that we can get at it a little bit. And so let's get our previous button, and that's going to be document.query selector decrement. And then we can copy that, and this is going to be next button, and that will be increment. Okay, so then what we can do is we can say prev button, add event listener, click, and that will cause a count actor send ink. String is not assignable to any event object because what we need to do is send a type of ink. Okay, so you're happy. Then I can copy this and we'll say next button, and I got these backwards, so this one's actually going to be decrement. So the previous button decrements the count, next button increments the count, and then if I want to state context count. I guess the way that would work is we would just have a input name current slide, and the value will be 0 to start. Yeah, we'll do a 0 index, why not? And we'll do a type of number. Okay, so let's check that. Let's go back out here. Let's look at where we are on things. My admin controls aren't showing up, and that's because we probably need to make them let's see, admin controls, we need to make them position absolute, basically. So we're going to position absolute. I'm going to bottom 0, inset inline 0. This would be inset block end, in fact. And then we're going to make the background, let's go red to make sure that I'm doing this right. There it is. Okay. So we'll instead go with like a black. Why not? We will give this a padding of 2 rem so that it's visible off the bottom. And let's go with do a gap of like 0.5 rem. Okay, so theoretically speaking, what should happen now is nothing. What's going on in the console? It's working, but I didn't actually add the code to update this. So we can come in here, and this one we're going to, let's actually just rearrange a little bit. We'll take this, we'll move this down. We'll take this, we'll get that button. And that's going to be document.query selector current slide. And in here, we will set current slide.value will be state context count. Why are you unhappy? Input element. Now are you mad? Number is not assignable to type string. Okay, we're overthinking this. Let's just go to text. Like, this is just proof of concept here, y'all. HTML input element. Type number is not assignable to type string. I mean, it is. It's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. There, you whiner. Okay. What? Cannot set properties of null. Current slide. You exist, you little liar. Name current slide. Oh, right. Needs a class. There we go. Ta-da. Okay, so now we have our setup there, and then we need a little bit more math here. So what we're going to do is math.max of content count -1 or 0. And that way we can increment. Or what I'm doing wrong here. Yes, exactly. So, so now I have the ability to kind of get back and forth in these slide counts, and maybe eventually we could figure out how to get the total number of slides, and like previous would loop you around to the end. But I actually don't know if I like that, because I don't want to accidentally loop around to the end and like give away. I don't know. It's a talk. There's not high stakes here, but so that's our basics. And the nice thing with something like this is that we could then, using these details, what should we do next? We can have it sync between machines using PartyKit, which I think is probably the right idea. Okay, so maybe the way that, well, let's have it actually affect the slides, because I think that'll be easier. So if I take these two, whoops, then we've got 2 slides, and you can see here that they're sort of like covering each other. This one bumps the other off, and then I've got overflow set to hidden so that it doesn't give you that like pop scroll thing that you get. And so what I want to happen is, can I get you to hide? Thanks. I want, when I increment, this should find the next slide in the deck. And so if I look at my slides, we have a class of slide on them. And so theoretically speaking, we should be able to let's do updates. We're gonna have to clean this up, but let's do it dirty, and then we'll make it clean. What is that? Get out of here. How do I even, man, StreamYard doesn't have any moderation tools, which is kind of a bummer. So let me get over to there. I'm gonna go to dashboard Twitch. Give me a moment, gotta moderate some crap. Also, like, here, you're a mod now, VDog. But we'll just, let's see, ban, get out of here. Gone. Okay, so oh, interesting. That's kind of fun. See, that's the kind of like that. That's the kind of stuff I like for AI. That's a good use. I don't want whatever kind of followers they're sharing on there. Okay, so let's get the slides to update. And I wonder if the way that I should do that is maybe I should just do like an admin page. Let's call this one admin.astro, and I'll have to clean this up later because I'm going to want that to have more stuff. But I think for now we can do something like just have the admin controls. Then I'll need to pick out the pieces that are relevant here. Okay, so this is where everything needs to be pulled into another file so that we have the ability to duplicate things. So I'm going to do scripts, and we'll call this one slide state.ts. I'm going to throw all this in there. And then our machine, we get our actor. And so instead of doing all of this here, I think what I'm going to do is export count actor. And then this part, export const count actor. Yeah, okay. So we're going to export our count actor. And then these pieces are going to live inside of my admin. So we'll go in here. We'll get our script going. And we're going to import count actor from scripts slide state. And then down here, we should be able to do all of this. And then I just need to go get the styles. Okay. And so now if I make, I don't need an incognito tab, do I? Well, I guess I can, whatever. We'll go localhost 4321. We'll go to admin. Now I've got my previous slide and my next slide. Let's just make sure this works. Why don't we give you more? Yeah, so that's working, and that's doing what I want. Okay, good. So then what I need is in my index, where this is all set up, we will also import the count actor from slide state. And then I'm going to do that same subscription here. But we want to do a different thing. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to console log the count, because what we should see is that in the console, as I change these, it's not doing anything. And then when I hook up PartyKit, it will. So I want to get PartyKit running. I want to get PartyKit running, and my goal is that when stuff changes in the state, it'll broadcast those state changes to everyone. So I guess we would do it as broadcasting the action. Yeah. Okay. So let's get our PartyKit stuff going. I'm just going to drop that down for a second so that we can get to you. No, we are going here. Okay, so inside of our slide state, we'll start here. So we're going to import PartySocket from PartySocket, and then we will start our PartySocket. I'm probably going to want to, almost certainly going to want to pull this into its own file. So we're going to have our host, we're going to import meta env public PartyKit URL, and I'm going to have to go find out what that is. And then for room, for now, we're going to call this LWJ. What is my PartyKit URL? Did they create one of those for me? Astro slides party. It didn't update a... Okay, so I need to figure out what my actual PartyKit URL is. I wonder if I put that in here. I didn't. Let me... this one was called Multiplayer Real Time. I'm going to pull this off screen so that I can look at the .env file. Ah, perfect. Okay, so it's nothing secret. It's a localhost address. So what is this? Go back over here. Did I see that Cloudflare bought PartyKit? I did. That's pretty exciting. So, I mean, it's good validation too, because I feel like Sunil was at PartyKit and he left to build. He was at Cloudflare and he left to build PartyKit because he saw the potential, and then apparently Cloudflare saw the potential too. So that's pretty good validation, I think. So let's get this. We don't need to worry about that just yet. We're going to get into that part later. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a .env .local going. I'm going to paste this in there. It's my public PartyKit URL. And then that should work when we get into this piece here. So that now when I go into the PartyKit stuff down here, we're implementing our room. And then the piece that I want to set up is in the party socket. We can send things when things happen. That's the piece that I'm really interested in. So down here, when we run an action, I think I want to just broadcast that action. What's my risk with this? I wonder, yeah, so I need to be able to get, like, when you join, it should sync you to the current context. So we would need like a get current. And that would be in actions. And it would, I don't know if I really need to assign, but I'm going to get the context. And we're just going to straight up. No, this is wrong. I don't need to assign though, do I? I just need the context. I'm just returning it. So it would be context. And I'm going to return the context count. Is that not right? Back to the docs. What are we? Pending resolved on, we got a target. I need actions. Actions. So the actions are down here. They get a context. Am I still in? Yo, let me stay in the... Sheesh, I can't get into the thingies. All right, so here's my actions. In here, we have entry and exit. I don't really need that. Params, context. Then you have to put in the actions. What if I just want to declare it in line? Does that work? Inline actions, that's what I want. So context and event. This is fighting my brain because I can't remember how all of this stuff works. So create machine. We're not creating a machine. We're creating an actor. And in the actor, is it really that simple? I just typoed. Oh my good gravy. Jesus. Okay. So that should be fine. God damn it. Oh, but wait. I don't even need that. I don't even, what am I doing? This isn't how state machines work. So I can just get the current state whenever I fire up, because what we'll be able to do is we're exporting this count actor, but we can also in here we've got this the count actor subscribe and then the count actor send and stuff. We can do things like there's more that can be done. So we're going to export a function called get current slide, and that is going to be count actor can't I oh boy I'm gonna get into my actor. All I really want to do is just see, where was my state machine actor? State machine actor. Receive event, send event, spawn actors, input, output. It can produce output. So what I want is the ability to get the current state out of the context, right? And so this logs snapshot. Well, I don't want to have to. I just want to access the current state of the machine. Output. Yeah, this feels like not what I'm actually after. I want... What if I just want to access the context? Like, I just want to see what's in here. When I initially join. Maybe I'm thinking about this backwards. Maybe what I need to do is get the context out of PartyKit, and then the state machine initializes with whatever the PartyKit value is. That's probably more correct. So let's go into our party, and I want the room. Let's get back into my code here and figure out how I ran this. So back out here, got our server. And so this has all of our stuff, right? And so up here we would have the slide is 0. And then on connect, we would want to send to the connection. That's our connection. And so we would send something like current slide equals this dot slide. What's this? Cannot. What? Oh, it needs to be stringified? Okay. So we're sending JSON with the current slide when we initially connect. And so what that should mean is that when we connect here, we should see the slide sent back. And then when we get into our pages, okay. Then down here, it's going to be, that's PartyKit send, and we can do a listener. So let's do our what's the connection? Party socket, add event listener, message. Are there open? And maybe that. Oh. So this will actually bring us back to the needing like a set action, which is okay. We can add that back in. And what I'm going to do is say, let's get the message. That's going to be JSON parse, event data. And we're just going to console log that for now. And what I want to see, why are you mad? Can I get the event out of PartyKit? That's an error event. Close event. How did I make this work before? How does PartyKit make this work? Handling incoming messages. That's not client side. Where's my client? Client. Chat app. Sure, show me the code. We're gonna go with something like this. Here's our client, and so we've got our party socket. Thank you for your help. That gives us, where's our connection? Here's the connection. That's a new party socket. Add event listener on open. And it just doesn't take anything. That's irritating. Hush. So, okay, that'll be fine. So then we're gonna start here. What else is broken? Oh. Let's just skip that part for now. Okay. So that's going to be good enough for now, because what I want to happen is I want to see when we open One of these, party socket cannot read properties of undefined. Get party info. Did you... Cannot print server URL before listen is called. Did I miss a step? Party socket. Are y'all hearing the call coming from the next room? PartyKit, add event listener. Okay. Got our party socket. Let me make sure that we're getting our URL here. Then you, undefined. Okay, so we're missing this URL, which is supposed to be in our .env.local. Do I need to like stop and restart? I shouldn't have to stop and restart. You should restart whenever I change one of these. Whoa, something's up. Something's up. Four, three, two, one. You should be fine. Undefined is not valid JSON. Okay, that's okay. That we can solve. So let's get into here. Undefined is not valid JSON. Okay, so this is the open, and apparently the open isn't sending anything that we can use. Okay, that's okay. So we'll skip that part. And then we'll get one of these, party socket, add event listener, message. And this one will get an event. What type of event is that? That one's called a message event. That seems promising. Oh, okay. So it was helping me. Who knew? Could have just trusted the TypeScript and everything would have been fine. So now we get our current slide. Okay, good deal. So then let me pop this one open again here. And then with this one, what we want to do is we want to increment. So we don't need to get the current slide. We'll just have it grab that slide out of state. But then what we want to do in the machine is the count needs to get set. So we're going to bring this back. It's count, and then count is going to get context. Although I don't think it really needed context. I think in this case, the xstate stuff. Count. And this one gets an event. And we're going to set it to the event value. Okay. So then let's look at how that gets called. And with this one, So when we get this value, we would say count actor. We're going to have to move this around. We'll do a send. It's going to be a type of set, and the value is going to be what's the actual value we're sending through? Current slide. So message current slide. Okay. So then, why don't we even just simplify a little bit? We'll just go current slide. Okay. So now we should be setting the value to be the current slide. Attempting to use a disconnected port object. So we're not going to do anything on open. I do think, though, we need to figure out what the type of this event is. So let's just log the event real quick. We get a message event, and the type of it is message. That's not super helpful, because I think if it's an opening event, probably need to send that from the server, I guess. So we would say type is going to be initial, because we're going to have to basically parse these on our side. So we can say if the we need to get the, let's just go back to message. I think that's the right call. So we're going to get the message, and then we're going to switch on the message type. And if it is initialize, we will do this. Take that. Come on, dude. Chill. Jesus. And then we'll break. And in our default case, we will console log unknown type message type. Okay, so that should get us further. So we'll be sending the initialize type, and then we won't need to console log the event anymore, but it should set our state. So we'll set the initial value whenever you connect. Then the thing we need to do is in these, we need to also send this value through to PartyKit. And so we're going to return next count, but we're also going to send party socket send. That's what I wanted. And so we're going to send a message, and that message is going to be type of update slide, and the value is going to be the next count, right? And this is wrong because, oh, this needs to be JSON stringified. I feel like I wish that one was a little more, like that should just be built in, I think. That would be nice. And then, so we stringify the update slide, and then we can take this exact same setup here except we're going to use this instead. Oh, shit. Hold on. Got ahead of myself. Okay, so now we need all this. So we're going to get this piece, all of these. We're going to drop this down below. We're going to take this bit, and we're going to drop it in place of this bit, at which point we have the ability to increment and decrement. And when we do that, it will send those details to our server, theoretically speaking. And I'm going to try that by doing one of these. No! Unexpected non-white space character after position 2. Slide state 12. Parse event data. So I'm screwing something up. On message. Oh, this is doing a whole thing, isn't it? So let's go with JSON string fi. Type will be test for now, and message will be this message. And that should fix that bit. So let's refresh here. We'll refresh here. Unknown type test. Okay, great. So much better. I'm going to check this. Do we not get the sent message type update slide? Okay. So what we can do up here then, oops. I don't really need the, yeah, I need this bit. So we're going to get our message. I'm going to call it data. And then our message is going to be JSON parse data. And then we don't really need to log this anymore. And we need to send through the message type. Well, in fact, we probably need to do some checking on this, but we can like, this is silly. This is silly what I'm doing, but I want to see if it works. Unknown type, update slide. Okay, good. So then let's get in here and case update slide. Now we can count actor, send. We'll do a type of set again. In fact, we don't even need to do this because we can move this shit. Move this here. And we're basically just going to set it just like that. So, bam. Oh, wait, hold on. Got to make these match. So, update slide, and the value is 1. So I just need the value. So maybe I should just change this to be, instead of setting it as current slide, we'll just follow the type value, and then in here, we'll use value. Look at us go, y'all. All right. So now we've got syncing back and forth between the two windows. So this one is grabbing the values. You can't go below 0. And then when I change it in this window, PartyKit is sending it through the broadcast. So then we're getting the right slide value there, which means that in here, we can get our number of slides equals document query selector all. And I'm just going to see if this works, because it might not. It might not with the way that. Oh, it definitely does. Okay, perfect. So then what I can do is I can set the slides you just set like every slide that's not the current slide to be current slide would be slides. Oh, and then I guess we would do this all in here. And then we would be able to set like for let slide in slides. I think that's right. Slide dot. Wait, what does that give me? That gives me a string for of. Gives me an element. Okay, so I want if I guess I want to figure out. I want to figure out the current index in here. Do you get an index in a for of loop? I don't think you can. For of. Mm-mm. It logs array indexes. So for in would give me the property, which I also don't care about. But if I used it on an array, yeah, I'm overcomplicating this. Let's just loop it. So we'll do slides at state context count, and then we'll set. Why doesn't this work? A node list of elements. Can I do a dot find? No. So let's just do this. Where for each slide, we're going to set slide dot class list add hidden. And then we're going to say current slide class list at remove hidden. Yeah, just stop overcomplicating things. So what that should do then is that all of them will get the class of hidden, and I think if I go into my slide and I add a class of hidden, we can nest that. We'll just do a display none. Okay, so then theoretically speaking, this should there we go. And then it'll break because we don't have the number of slides locked, which I guess would be something we'd figure out in here. So we'll get like max slide equals slides dot length minus 1. Okay, now let's go slide index, and we will do a math dot min between state context count and slides length minus 1. And then that needs to come live down here. And then you go here. So then theoretically, yeah, no matter how high I go, that pins it. And we've got an unbreakable, like there's still a mess down here where like I need to cap that number of slides, but this is working. So I'm happy with that. And, oh, you can't even see my thingy. Let me hide this banner. This will probably help make any of this make sense, huh? So as I'm clicking down here, you can see that I'm navigating from a different browser window. So much better. Like I'm much happier with that. That's doing what I want. And then if I come down here, I can probably make this a little more. Let's go with like 5 rem. So that's a little more visible too. Ta-ta. Okay. So, okay. All right. We've got a basic slide system running through our state machine, synced across devices with PartyKit. I'm feeling pretty good about that. The next piece then would be we need to sync up a mobile view for that. But then once we get in here, we've basically got the ability now that if I'm on my admin page, and like this is where the, like I need to put some thought into this because like how do I get to my admin page? Am I going to put in auth or something like that? I'll probably just use like clerk or something so that I've got simple auth. But then I go to my admin page, and then we need to be able to put together a QR code so that everybody in the audience can just point their phone at the slide and pull up the participation page. And we need to make sure this is teeny tiny because it's going to be on conference Wi-Fi. So that's part of the reason why I'm reaching for Astro. That's part of the reason I'm not like loading React or something is I want this to be really as minuscule as I can make it. And I'll do some performance testing on this before I go live because I might even need to like strip out xstate or something and just do like the teeny tiniest little bit to make this work. But I think I can make this work, and I think I'll be pretty happy with that. And that's we've got like 20 minutes left. What can I do? What's up, y'all? Also, I just realized my chat locked up a little bit ago. because the last chat that I had seen was this one, and there's been a lot since then. Do I need party listen? I don't think I needed party listen. What's up, Jacob Bolda? Would it be easier to send the message in an actor subscribe instead of in every action? That's a good point. Yeah, let's look at that, because maybe that is better. So let's go full screen here. Right now, we are kind of forcing this through. And on each one of these, we're forcing it through. So if we instead subscribe here, and whenever the count is changed, but we wouldn't want to do it on set. Well, maybe we would. I don't know. Doesn't that create kind of an infinite loop? I guess I could check if the value has changed and like not send it if the value is the same. That could be fine. That's probably the right call though. Let's refactor this, and we will take this bit and we'll come down here and we'll say count actor subscribe. And then I'm going to go cheat by looking at how I did this over here. We get our state. And so we would be looking at state count. No, state context count. How would I guess... Is this going to infinite loop on me? Because this will set. Like whenever it hits, this will set. Which will cause the actor state to change, which will cause PartyKit to send, which, yeah. Oh, that would have been useful. Yeah, see, I didn't figure out why chat isn't happening a thing. Oh, a customized trophy for each viewer on the participation would be really good. Oh man, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. See, this is the... Okay. All right. We're going to figure this out. So let's just let it rip, and it might break my browser, but we're going to try it. And that would mean then that I can take this piece out. And I can take this piece out. And we're going to see what happens in the code. We're going to refresh, and there it is. Yeah. So not ideal there. Okay, so that doesn't work. I I could probably figure out how to make that. How to escape. How to avoid infinite loop. So that's something to think about, figure out how I want to make that work. But this puts us in pretty good shape because now we've got data exchange happening, right? So here we're going back and forth where we're updating our slides, and then if I go add another slide, then as we navigate, we've got a functional slideshow. So happy about that. And that means that I can do whatever I want on these because each of these is just a component and each one of them can have its own logic. So theoretically, like I can wrap one of the slides, like I could do, let's try it like this actually. Let's flip this a bit and let's import the slide here. And let's wrap this with a slide. And I'm not going to save that yet because I don't want any kind of like weird thing happening. And instead of doing it like this, we're going to put this one in here. Then I can save, and then I can save, and then we come back out here. Right? So it still works the way that I want it to work. But then the cool thing is inside of here, I can do things like have my custom code. And so when I come back out on these ones, it fires immediately. And it fires immediately because it's not actually being hidden. Or it's not like being unmounted. They're all on the page. That'll be an issue if I have a really long slideshow, is like everything will be rendered at once. It'll just be display hidden. But I guess that's not the end of the world. I can figure that out. We'll think about it. We'll learn things. Okay, so got to figure out how that's gonna work, but that's fine. I guess that's a problem I'm going to solve when I come to it. Like, it doesn't really matter right now because the average deck I make has like 50 slides, and I just can't see it being so complex that it would lock up my browser or anything. The biggest thing I think would be if the real-time stuff. Okay, but that would all be kind of unmounted. So it would be like when the slide becomes visible, that's when the stuff would mount. And I just have to make sure that that's the pattern I'm following. And that's okay. I can do that. So I think that might be everything we can do today. We're looking at about 10 minutes left. So maybe we just call it there. But this feels like I'm happy actually. Like we did a lot here, and we were able to we rebuilt my whole set. So, you know, this being kind of reassembled, it looks pretty similar to what it was before. Oh yeah, thank you. This is the what is it called? The Moonlander, and then I've got that heavy base on it so that I can prop it up at the angle that I like. It's very good for my wrist health, which was bothering me a while back and has not bothered me for quite a while. So it's got the split keyboard thing going. And then you can see my super high-tech laptop stand back here. What button did I just push? This block of wood that I use under my laptop. And then, so we do a mix of hi-fi and lo-fi here. But yeah, so what's up, Morgan? Thank you for joining. It's good to see you. Pretty happy with today because I really like this set. Like, I think this feels good. I'm really happy with we've got a good range of view. We've got, I think having the window back here is interesting. I think having the chair and stuff here, I'm really excited to get that art up. You can see the painting is there, and I want it to be there. So I'll get that sorted out. So that'll be in future streams. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy about all this. I should probably get a bunch of corgi ducks and put them up here. That would be funny to have this shelf just overflowing with them. And then yeah. So this I think I would say I'm happy with where we got here with the set and the setup. I need to figure out why my focus is struggling so hard over there. And then I'm happy with where we got here because we got the guts. Everything else is sort of building on top of this. And I'll probably pick this up next Tuesday and see if we can get one of the mini games working inside of the slides. But the idea will be that next time, let's see if we can get to the point where one of the mini games is working and I can publish this and show y'all the QR code, and then we should be able to play the game on the through the slides, basically. And the focus is struggling because the chair is human. Exactly. But yeah, so I think next time around, the goal will be let's try to take this through and get the actual interaction running so that we can try it out, make sure that it's functioning the way that I want, that it's not going haywire with a bunch of people attached, and see if we can, make the participation actually work. And then if we can get that working, then it's just about building the rest of the game. So we'll figure out which game we want to build and see how many we can get done. I think some of them are going to be really straightforward, like a quiz or a poll. I think is the majority of that is the layout of it and whether we want it to have cool animations or if it's going to be really, just update and pop between answers and stuff like that. So the vision that I have is that I want to have the viewers, the people who are watching the talk, whether it's in person or online, I want, this talk is about making code fun and finding the fun in the work that we do, because I think it makes you better at learning. It makes it less of a struggle. It gets us out of our heads about the fear of because there's these looming threats of people talk about AI, people talk about layoffs, people talk about all these things that are coming to get us. And I don't think that makes people feel good. But we do have to level up. And so I think if we can find ways to have fun while we level up, then it makes the learning easier, which makes us more resilient to a changing industry. It makes us more flexible and more well-rounded so that we do have the ability to get more jobs. So it's this huge advantage. And I think if it's fun, it's easier to stick with it. And so the goal is to sort of make the slides an example of this. And so as I'm talking about something, I'll be running a poll in the background, or I want one of the slides to be locked and you have to, everybody or a certain number of people have to perform an action to unlock that slide. Or I don't know, maybe there'll be an idea of recreating a collaborative Space Invaders where everybody who joins gets a little spaceship and they can delete one pixel at a time by shooting, and so they can effectively erase the entire slide. I just think stuff like that would be really fun if we can get it running. And the hope is that as people are playing, they're realizing the things that we're building here. This idea of multimodal interaction is very applicable in a work context. Like the way I'm using it is more just for fun and to play, but being able to sync multiple screens using something like PartyKit or other WebSocket approaches is really professionally valuable to learn. And the ability to make sure that your state is synced properly is really professionally valuable, because those are the sorts of things that when you get into, if you're building a dashboard for your app and you want to make it multiplayer for your customers and their teams, like state is really important. So as we learn each of these things, like I'm making them for goofy context, but like every one of them that I learn, I can go apply to a more serious task and it'll be really valuable for me. Plus it's like a portfolio piece that is fun to show people, and hopefully people want to show other people. And so it's kind of, it's like, there's a lot of reasons to do stuff like this. And that's what the talk is about. And I want the talk itself to be an example of what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the play. Like an encore button is very funny. Oh, that would be so funny. Okay, I'm actually going to put that in there. Like, oh no, that's the wrong button. That's really funny. So, but I think, yeah, there's all sorts of fun stuff that we can do in here, like being able to do reactions, being able to do other types of goofy things. And all of that is, I think, a good way. It's a good way to learn, and it's a good way to grow. So with that, I'm going to call this one, like I'm pretty happy about this. I'll probably get this committed and pushed up if you want to look at my GitHub later, probably later today, to see how this is actually working, if you want to pull this and play with it. Otherwise, make sure you head over. We got a lot of good stuff coming up this week and next week. So this week, we're going to do, what is coming up on the schedule? Oh, we're talking to Sunil. This was not planned. So I forgot. We're going to look at how to do like state in serverless, because one of the big things about serverless is that it is stateless. And that's that's a whole reason for using it, but it causes challenges when you're trying to do something that should be stateful. So how do you add state to a serverless application? Sunil's going to come talk about that. I'm really interested in it. Then we also have Brandon Roberts is going to come teach us about analog.js. I don't know if you've been paying attention to analog.js, but it's really interesting. It's kind of modernizing the Angular workflow, things like single file components and JSX and Angular and stuff that I think it's a little divisive. I've seen some grump about it on the Bird site, but I think a lot of people are also really excited about it because it really does create a lot of it's interesting. It's like a whole new Angular. You can do a lot with it. On top of this, I've got some more stuff coming up. I was able to film new episodes of my Web Lunch series, which I don't know if y'all have seen this, but let's find it. I'll drop some, wait, hold on. Before I do that, let me drop this so that you can all get the schedule. Get on there, find that schedule, subscribe, do the things, and again, like hit the like button on this stream, hit subscribe for the channel. If you want to join the channel, throw a couple bucks at me. I will invest it all in production. You can also subscribe up here to you can get on the Discord email list. You got a calendar, subscribe on YouTube, or you can subscribe on Twitch if you like, whatever makes you happy. And then we have on the YouTube, got this series here. I don't think do I have this? I don't have it visible yet. So once I get the second episode, I'll make it visible. But this is the first episode of what I'm calling Web Lunch. And this is a series about kind of how, not like how to do this job, but how to have a career that doesn't end in regret. I think a lot about how to be proud of myself and how to do work that I feel was useful beyond like, did it pay my bills? Like, does it make me feel good? Does it make the people around me feel better? And so I'm having a series of conversations with people that are that I just want to hear from, right? So I was able to talk to Maggie Appleton. I talked to Rachel Neighbors. I talked to Sama Alam Naylor. I talked to Sunil Pai, who apparently I like Sunil a lot. We had those conversations. Those are getting edited now, so there'll be new episodes of Web Lunch coming. Also, this is very exciting. My 4 Web Devs series is, let's see, this is the Web Lunch episode 1 that you should go check out. And then this 4 Web Dev series, in a huge fun twist, we are going to start doing these as in-person shows. So the first one is going to be filmed on April 29th. So in about 2 weeks, we're bringing all 4 devs. I'm one of them. We've got Chance Strickland, Jack Harrington, and Lizzie Siegel coming, Lizzie just joined Cloudflare. She was at Twilio before. And then Carter Rabassa from DataStax. And so Carter is going to be like our advisor, and we're going to build an app using the DataStax Astra DB. And it's going to be like, we need to build something that's like an AI app, but it can't just be a chatbot. Like that's the prompt, right? So more news on that, because we're actually going to have a way for anybody who wants to play along and to win prizes. We're going to give away a whole desk setup. More details on the 29th, but don't, just keep your eyes peeled, because this is going to be dope. Lots and lots of good things happening there. So let me put the actual 4D1A. So go hit this URL and make sure that you are following this. More details coming soon, but I've got now 4 of these 4 Web Devs in-person episodes. We've got the contract, so we're doing booking, we're getting people lined up, we're gonna get everybody out here. There's gonna be giveaways, there's gonna be a lot more, it's gonna be a lot more fun, I think. Like, I've loved doing these, and the remote is super fun, but it's gonna be even more fun when we can do it in person. And I think we're gonna be able to see more of the building process. We're gonna be able to talk to people as they're building and all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned for those. I'm really, really excited about it. It's gonna be an absolute blast. Other than that, what else is new? If you are not going to, if you are in the area, or if you want to go to launch Darkly Galaxy, you should do that, because I'm going to be there. And not only am I going to be there, but I'm going to be doing interviews with people on site. I'm going to be working with Launch Darkly. We are going to be grabbing people, doing some filming. We're going to be playing some games, and that's all going to turn into stuff that gets posted on the Launch Darkly page. We also are going to make a little documentary about it. So I'm bringing out a crew. We're going to do a little documentary about the trip down. Really excited about that. It's going to be an absolute blast. How are people going to blow the time box by? This is actually something that I'm legitimately worried about with 4 Web Devs, is that if we do a day of filming and people can't completely blow the timelines, I'm worried that it's going to cause panic. So we're going to play this by ear. We're going to see how it goes. But I actually do have like a real concern that that's going to be challenging. But so yeah, the Galaxy thing, let me find really quickly. In here, I have a discount code, and I can share that discount code if I can find it. Yes. So for anybody who wants to join, if you want to come, I have a 50% off code for this Launch Darkly event. And so you should come out, you should check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's look at this speaker list. It's absolutely out of control. There's going to be really, really bright people here. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to, you get a chance to, this is like one of the last chances to see Kelsey Hightower live. Because I'm pretty sure, I think Render ATL is going to be his last public speaking thing. I believe that's what he said. It was just going to be like his grand finale. So very limited experiences left to see Kelsey, like Brian Rinaldi's there. Aaron has been super fun to work with. Chris Tragg is doing really cool stuff. Used to be at Stripe, now at Amazon. Like really, really bright people. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot. LaunchDarkly, if you don't know, is feature flag software, so that's going to be a whole thing. But this is going to be really, really fun. So head over there, register. Make sure you use this LWJ Galaxy 50, LWJ GAL 50 to get 50% off your ticket, which will make it, I think, pretty cheap. How much is it? $150. So $150 to get out to this conference, and if you only go to Developer Day, in fact, wait, is Developer Day free? How much is just Developer Day? I have no idea, but Developer Day might be free or it might be cheaper. But either way, with that 50% off, you're spending less than $150 to come out, you can hang out with me, get into my documentary, you can go on you can be part of the interviews and stuff. Probably put this on your company's travel and education budget, because this is a really good chance to learn a lot of like actually work applicable stuff. I don't know if you've worked with feature flags, but there's a lot about going to production that feature flags make just a lot better. I loved feature flags when I was at Netlify and used them for everything. And I really think that if you're not using them, you should. And if you are using them, there's probably a lot of things that you could be doing to get more out of them. So with that being said, sue engineers to help the 4Y does. Well, that is kind of the point. That's why I've got Carter from DataStax coming out. He's going to be like the advisory engineer to help make sure people don't get stuck. And make sure that we all have a chance to get our apps complete. Basically, he's here as our Yoda to get us through. But with that, all right, we are out of time. I am going to call this one done. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We'll see you Thursday with Sunil. Later, y'all.